Y'all know nothing about this. You need to pay attention. Sit back and relax. It's time for Goodall's Country Kitchen. We're here in Henderson, Kentucky, which coincidentally is kind of across the river from Evansville, where we played football at University of Evansville. So this is the second stop today on our Kentucky road trip, and we happen to be at THOMASON'S Barbecue, and it's known for having some of the best barbecue in Kentucky. It's not barbecue like we get around Louisville, and it's not quite like Owensboro. It's kind of something it's on its own from what I read. They do have mutton like you would get in Owensboro. But anyway, it's been here for, I think, 60 years. So they must be doing something right. Also, they have a banquet hall where they do catering. You can do weddings and things like that there. And they have a catering truck. They will bring it to your location. And so anyway, they do big business in the catering and also in the restaurant back here. Something unique I read about is the actual pit, the open pit smoker they have is actually in the middle of the restaurant. Usually that's out back in a shed somewhere. All right, you know anything about this place?
No, I'm excited to see it. Looks like they got a big operation and must be doing a lot of things right.
All right, well, it's been a good time road tripping with old Kirk today, catching up. We've got history. We got stories which cannot be repeated on this channel. This is a family, kid-friendly show, so we're not going to go into that. Of course, we've had a lot of good, clean fun, too, over the years. But anyway, y'all heard on the last video, if you didn't, Kirk was actually gets credit for saving my life a year ago when I got ran over by the school bus. The hospital sent me home too early. I was really bad off, ill, and Kirk came over the house, saw what kind of shape I was in, made my wife take me back to the hospital, and if I hadn't got there that day, I wouldn't be here right now. So I always give Kirk the credit for that. So, all right, enough of the sentimental stuff before I start tearing up and hugging. And anyway, we're gonna go in here, get some food, and show y'all some unique barbecue. We'll be right back. We have the man in charge, the owner himself, Kevin, and he started in telling Kirk and I about this place, and he was so eloquent about the way he was telling it. I want to get him to tell. Can you go back and give us a quick history of the place?
Yeah, so this little building has sat here since I know the 60s, and it originally was Willett's Barbecue, followed by Royster's Barbecue, followed by Thomason's, and we've been smoking since the 60s. I mean, we smoke everything in the middle of the restaurant. We have a pit center in the middle of the restaurant, so every single day you will see smoke rolling out our chimney because we smoke that much meat. We're most known for our barbecue baked beans. We sell about 37,000 pounds of beans a year. There are only 27,000 people here in Henderson, 40,000 people in the county, so we sell as many pounds of beans as there are people in Henderson. And it's family owned, and we do everything old school. And hopefully you guys will enjoy the food as much as we enjoy preparing it for you guys.
I'm sure we will. And how long has it been named Thomason's?
So my understanding is, I think it's late 70s, early 80s is when it became Thomason's.
Okay, did the same family own it all the way back when it was Willett?
No, so it was the actual last name was Willett's. The Roysters bought it, and then the Thomasons. And then actually, the Thomasons owned it and their nephew took over, Kent Belcher. And then my dad bought it from Kent Belcher in 92, I think.
Okay, well, that's quite an interesting history. Willett, by the way, there's a big furniture company that was in Louisville from like the 1930s to 1960s called Willett.
Okay.
I don't know if they'd be any relation or not.
I don't know. I know that the Willett's barbecued a lot because I think there were several locations of Willett Barbecue.
Okay, well, I appreciate that history. Go ahead.
Maybe tell about the sauces.
Oh yeah, got to tell about the sauce.
So we have an original vinegar-based sauce from the 1960s, and this has been a staple. We make about 4,000 gallons every year of this sauce. I came home about 2 years ago, and one of the first things I wanted to do, I wanted a sweeter, thicker sauce. So I took this recipe along with a friend of mine who's a chef, and we created KG sweet sauce. So we sweetened and thickened the original recipe. So this is vinegar based, but it is a little thicker and a little sweeter. It's become a fan favorite. And then because we're in Kentucky and we partner with the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we created a bourbon version. So we took the original recipe, sweetened, thickened it, added some bourbon, done a couple other things, and we ended up with a bourbon sauce. It's a pretty good bourbon sauce. One, because you can taste the bourbon, because you shouldn't have a sauce if you can't taste it. And it's become pretty popular, and we sold quite a bit at Thanksgiving. But yeah, we're pretty simple. I describe us as old school. You can call us a dive. You can call us whatever you want as long as you eat our barbecue and you enjoy it.
Well, I like that term, old school, blue collar, working man type of joint. Now, can you tell me about the dip while we're talking about the sauces?
Yeah, so the dip, it's just a vinegar-based dip, and the way we do things, so we smoke all of our meat. We don't add anything to it. We just smoke it, so it absorbs the hickory flavor from the hickory wood, and then when you order it, we sauce it. So we add our dip to it. Now, some people, we sell the dip by the gallon, and people will do deers, they'll do their own meats. And again, we make about 4,000 gallons of dip every year.
I know at Old Hickory and Moonlight and Owensboro, they kind of put the dip on while they're cooking it.
Yeah, we don't do, nope, because we want that hickory flavor. The smoke is what gives our meat the flavor, and then we sauce it when you order it.
See, I told y'all this place is going to be unique and different from anything that you've had, whether it be Owensboro or Louisville. I see they've got the accolades here to prove it.
They even got a candle.
Best barbecue awards all over the place. And, while I'm back here, there's that pit I was telling you about, that he was telling you about, that's right here in the middle of the restaurant. You can see that vent goes through the chimney out to the top of the roof. All right, enough of the chit-chat. We're going to order some food. I'm starting to go into a panic around the place, which should take about 10 seconds because it's pretty small. Look, they got like family pictures up here. Anyway, it's got, let me see, 4 booths and a table, and some picnic tables outside. And while I'm showing you outside here, I have to mention, the owner told me about, I got the sun in my eyes, the Dairyette that's next door. It's been there since 1960, and they're known for their very good soft serve ice cream. I might actually have to do a little bonus review as we leave and give me a milkshake for the road. All right, food's coming. We both got sampler plates with different meats on each plate. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start with Kirk in just a second. All right, Kirk, what about them beans?
You know, funny thing, first thing you said is what we're most known for is the beans. I'm sitting there going, beans, like over the meat, but I'm telling you, man, these beans are the real deal. Especially if you sell them, what did he say, 37,000?
40,000, I think.
That's nuts. But these are awesome.
Yeah. 37,000 people in the whole county, and they sell more pounds of beans than people exist in the county. All right, is that the slaw?
Yeah, I'm normally just like a KFC slaw kind of guy. It's kind of similar, but it's more chopped up. You know, it's a little more chunky with the KFC, but...
Well, I hate to rain on your parade, but when we go off camera, I'm going to tell you a little something about the KFC slaw, which will probably prevent you from ever eating it again.
All right, but it's a sweet slaw. It's good.
All right.
You want me to keep eating?
Yeah. Take a bite of that mutton. Which one's the mutton?
I don't know. I don't even know I never knew what mutton was until you told me about it today.
Okay, well, I know that's a rib.
Right.
And, all right. We'll be back in a minute. So, you're trying the rib now, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the meat's super moist and tender. It's falling off the bone like you would expect it to.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad they have spare ribs, even though I didn't order any. I like baby backs, but I like spare ribs better.
That sweet sauce is good. So not only, you know, it's one thing to have the meat, but you got to figure out which sauce you like.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the bourbon sauce.
Did you try the hot yet?
No, where's the
So
hot?
what's our verdict?
Well, we're just kind of getting in the middle of it. Which one? I want to make sure. Is this the chip?
So that is chip.
Okay.
That's mutton. That's ribs.
Okay, that's what I thought.
You got some pork. You got some
Chicken.
and then what else?
Beef.
Beef. Yep.
Yep. All right. So
What's the? So you got the sweet, the original, and the. Is there a hot sauce?
So the hot.
this one's hot right here.
Oh, that's the hot.
Yeah, it's just the original with some spice.
Oh,
added to
okay.
it, Yeah.
It's not hot though.
Yeah. Well, I think it's hot. However, your palate might
Right.
say it's not that hot.
Well, don't be
Right.
scared, Kirk.
Well, I mean, you put enough hot sauce on stuff. Yeah, I don't think you'll think it's super hot. But I personally, so far, like the sweet sauce the best.
We got people. It's sort of sweet versus regular, but you never know. I enjoy. It's still not that sweet because I don't like a super sweet.
That rib is falling off the bone good.
That's what we
man.
like to hear.
That is for sure. Very tender.
All right. Well, now Kirk's got me in panic mode. We just got through eating all those burgers and stuff that, I mean, just left that other place down in Madisonville like 30 minutes before we got here. Which, by the way, here's that check. And look at that list of things that I just ate there. Check this out, sir. That's what I just ate, except for the double cheeseburger and the fry, which Kirk had.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is and gravy. You had breakfast and lunch.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back in a minute. I'm going to get mine prepared. I'm going to start digging in.
All right.
All right. Here we go. Kirk let me have part of his rib.
and a pound of chopped
I'm going to go ahead.
I told you.
I can show you the menus from 5 or 6 years ago.
Are you Frank's son?
I am.
That's incredible.
What are you gonna tell him? I'm gonna tell him.
Just melts in your mouth. All right. Kirk, I want to steal some of your chip,
Yep.
which is
No,
the,
I don't want a menu.
it's the bark.
Get her on the phone.
No.
It's the bark that's taken off the barbecue,
Don't bring me.
and then, which has all the smoke flavor in it, and then they chop it up and put sauce in it. That's delicious. Now, I'm getting the beef, which you saw that big loin back there,
Oh yeah.
that big huge roast. That's what this is coming off of. I'm definitely about ready to break down into some Lionel Richie here in a second. Oh. All right. Let me get this potato salad, try before we break away. Homemade every day. And
Don't forget the beans.
just stuck my thumb in them. All right, here we go.
37,000 gallons a year. He's trying to franchise it.
The beans, not the barbecue.
Yeah, the beans.
Beans.
In the grocery store.
Yep. Beans are unbelievable. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. Best beans I ever had. And you know me, I don't like to put one up against the other and say this is the best or that's the best. Those are the best beans I've ever had right there. All right, be back in just a minute.
All right, Goody, I'm going in for the mutton.
This is Kirk's first bite of mutton ever.
What is mutton?
It's sheep.
Sheep.
Yeah, he'd never heard of mutton before. Well, you know, people from Louisville, like I said before, don't know nothing about that mutton.
Yeah, they were just sitting back there.
I mean, it's great tender meat. It's got a different flavor you got to get used to, but tastes good. It's tender. So first time, I like it. I don't know if I'd order it first on the menu, but it's got good taste to it.
Well, that's all that matters. Yeah, everybody talks about Owensboro and their mutton and the Moonlight Barbecue, the Old Hickory Barbecue. Mind if I get me a little bite here?
No?
I want to see how it stacks up against Owensboro mutton.
I know this. Every time you take a bite of the beans, it all tastes that much better, and it's really good to start with.
I'll tell you what, I actually prefer the mutton here better than Owensboro. juicy. It's got a different taste, different flavor than what I've had at Old Hickory and Moonlight. So, yeah, we struck gold here.
Well, I don't know how every place does it, but the fact that he does all those meats separate from the sauces makes tons of sense to me. You know, then it's just a matter of which sauce you like with it. So,
Right.
but the meat couldn't be any more tender. I can tell you that.
All right, I'll be back in a minute. I got a couple more items to get into. And then, of course, even though I could probably quit eating, I got to get dessert too.
Oh, of course.
All right, we'll be
Original or
back.
what?
The original, yeah.
Kurt just had some of the chip, which is the bark off of the mutton.
I was gonna tell him, this barbecue's so known that we have family in Texas, and I just went in May. We took 10 gallons of the dip with us.
And
to them
it's
in
the
Texas.
bark off the mutton and
Yeah,
the pork,
they
you
came
said?
here, They had it, and they.
I think you said the
every
beef
time
and
we
pork.
go,
Okay. Anyway, it's got all the flavor in it. What do you think, Kurt?
Good. I mean, I've never had anything like it. It's unique.
I gotta try it.
I mean, the family's cooking it just fine, but it's
Mm.
not out.
Oh yeah. Yep, I can see why this place has been here for 60 years. Definitely. All right.
Good.
All right. I'm gonna start with this chicken, which it already comes in a sauce, so I'm not gonna add any. Mmm. Tender. Great smoke flavor. Not dry at all. Even if it wasn't in the sauce, it wouldn't be dry. Wash it down with this sun-kissed orange. All right. Now the pork. You know, everybody's got pork, but some are better than others. Although they use hickory smoke here, what I'm really liking about everything is it's not over smoked. You go to a lot of places, it's too smoky. This has just the right amount of smoke flavor to it. It's not overpowered, and you get to taste the rest of the meat instead of nothing but smoke. It's just great. All right, gotta have me another bite of these beans to wash down that meat with. All right, I think I've tried all this. Gonna move on to dessert here in just a second. I got invited to get a quick look in the trenches. And what are they doing here, sir?
So this is pork. So we pull the pork by hand. So they're all three pulling pork. So that's the good meat. This we call bean meat, and this is for our chip.
Okay,
So we do everything. All the meat gets pulled right at this table right here.
wonderful.
Yep.
And is that beans back there? Or
So
dip?
that's dip.
Okay.
So that's dip we use. This is a beef.
Oh.
So and then
Yeah.
the other side of this is where the pit is. The other side. So we
Is there anything smoking in there
So
now?
there's stuff smoking right now. What's on the pit, Tommy? Over to Tommy guys. Right at the front. So is that all that's on? Yeah.
One butt left.
Because I think they've been pulling. Yeah. So one butt, but they've been pulling all the meat. So these are ribs that we cooked today.
What time y'all start?
Baby back, or is that
These
spare
are
rib?
spare ribs.
Okay.
Pit up around 4:30.
4:30 in the morning? 4:30?
Yeah, 4:30.
Oh, wow. Then how long does it cook?
So it just depends on the type of meat. So this came off just a minute ago. So it came off around 2. So it's at 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. Is that 9 hours?
9 hours? What temperature is it?
So I think it's like 350 right now. Or is it 250? It's gone down. So it's hotter in the morning and then it starts to go
They
down.
usually run it around 250.
250.
All right.
Man, that's,
Look, they got a pitchfork.
Yeah,
They use it well.
We use garden tools. We got a hoe, we got a pitchfork.
I hear you. Well, thank you for the behind-the-scenes look here. I
You're very
appreciate it.
welcome. And then on the other side's chocolate, and then you got chess, and then pecan.
Okay. I just asked, and everything is homemade. Apparently, I missed the part in the intro where he talked about that, but they got a pie lady comes in every morning, homemade. Oh, and Grippos, come on.
Yeah, we carry L8 and Grippos.
So you
Stuff
know
you can
they
only get in certain places.
they know what's up. Oh, look, you can buy their dips by the gallon, the half gallon, their sauces. I'm gonna be checking these sauces out here on this sampler platter I just ordered, and I might have to take a couple of them bottles home with me. All right, we'll be back in a minute. So, gotta get this homemade chocolate cream meringue pie, homemade.
Plenty of meringue.
You know, I don't usually like meringue, but if it's homemade, got that chocolate cream in there. I don't even know what you call this. Do you know what type of
The meringue's made out of?
chocolate meringue, I guess I'm gonna call it. Look at that homemade crust. You know that's homemade. All right, we're gonna finish this up. We're going outside, and might even have to do that bonus review at the Dairyette next door. Be right back. Okay, like the sign says up there, been here since 1965. Got a 99 health rating. Pretty expensive menu here. They got burgers, all kinds of different fish sandwich, shrimp basket. Wow, they got tenderloin chicken, tenderloin sandwich, Nashville hot chicken. Man, pretty big menu. Well, I'm just getting a chocolate shake, large. Both of us are getting shakes. And then look at all their sundaes. Sun glaring, you can't hardly see anything.
You know, it's like a 1950 restaurant, but then it's almost like they've recalibrated themselves to today's environment with a food menu and elaborate shakes.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a throwback in time. This building's it looks like the original building from 1965.
Yeah, but their menu isn't no 1950 menu.
Right, I mean the Dairy Dell type stuff, with the burgers and the soft serve ice cream and stuff. That's old school, but then they got all this other stuff, the Nashville hot chicken. Yeah, they got a little bit of the modern and a little bit of the old, like Kirk said. All right, so chocolate, vanilla.
It's good. It's hard to suck.
Man, it's so thick I can't even.
It is good.
Oh yeah. That's really good. Not too chocolatey, just right. All right, so Thomason's. If you're anywhere in the Evansville, Owensboro, Henderson area, or if you just want to take a road trip, come on down Western Kentucky Parkway, hit Madisonville, and head north, and come on up here and get some of this good barbecue. Guarantee it's worth the trip. But you can do the daily double and go to Farrell's Hamburgers and then come here and top yourself off with some Thomason's Barbecue. And then, of course, next door at the Dairyette for a little dessert after you have your dessert homemade pie at Thomason's. All right, go ahead.
So, been a great day, with Goody. Hadn't seen him in a long time, just spending a bunch of quality hours and love you, buddy. A lot of fun. Oh my God, I feel it's almost worse than Thanksgiving dinner evening, laying there with this. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna go to bed tonight. I feel so fat, but it's always
It's
great.
more than just a feeling.
Yeah, yes. But the great thing, Barry and I go way back. You know how you always have that friend, and it's great to spend time with him. But in the back of your mind, it's like, why did he invite me today? And he got me once again. We were in there. He walks up to the counter. And he goes, "Oh, you got any cash?" So he got me for $100 today.
Yeah, when I was doing all that research on the place, I conveniently forgot to tell Kirk that they don't take credit cards. So, you got any cash?
Love you, buddy. Been a great day.
All right. And y'all don't know nothing about this Thomason's Barbecue and Dairyette. All right. Let's head on back home.
Thank you.
Now you know know the facts of why I'm on a mission. You're always welcome back to Goodall's Country Kitchen.